modern gasoline gives the greater performance required today. The car accelerates more rapidly, climbs hills faster, travels more miles per gallon. In addition to fashioning the molecules to prevent fuel knot, refineries usually add minute quantities of tetraethyl lead to help accomplish the same purpose.
There, what does that look like? That's right, it's a pansy. But look how easily it can be made to resemble a chimpanzee. Yet there's a tremendous difference between the two. Just like there's a powerful difference between gasoline and ethyl gasoline. You see, fuel knock is when the gasoline vapor in the cylinder, well, it just explodes. Now, this has about the same effect on the piston as, well, this fellow has on his piano by trying to move it with a kick. But with high-octane ethyl gasoline, there is no knock. The burning
Tetraethyl lead
give the piston a smooth, powerful push. And that's the difference. And that's why ethyl gasoline brings out the full power and performance of your car. So next time you buy gasoline, drive up to the pump with the ethyl emblem and say, fill her up.
There's a difference, a powerful difference between gasoline
and ethyl.
Tetraethyl lead.
But suppose we look at a material designed especially for sidewalls. It was natural that the scientists would turn to asbestos, for this is a remarkable mineral. Being stone, asbestos will not burn. In fact, it is best known for its use in all fields of fire protection. And too, the great success of asbestos, combined with Portland cement in the roofing field, made it a natural choice in research for a better siding. So, from long testing and experiment, there came asbestos cement siding. Strong and tough, it could be handled and applied like ordinary shingles. It was given every conceivable test. And so, we suggest you consider this material for the walls of your home. Designed to last a lifetime, a trouble-free lifetime, and designed for a lifetime of beauty. It was given every conceivable test.
Attention, if you or a loved one have been diagnosed with mesothelioma, a rare form of lung cancer normally caused by exposure to asbestos, you may qualify for a cash settlement.
What cigarette do you smoke, doctor? The brand named most was Camel's. Tens of thousands of doctors, general practitioners, surgeons, specialists, doctors in every branch of medicine were included. And according to this nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Would like to have this for the record.
I don't believe that nicotine or our products are addictive.
I believe nicotine is not addictive.
I believe that nicotine is not addictive.
I believe that nicotine is not addictive.
And I too believe that nicotine is not addictive.
All right. Would you state your name, please?
Richard Sackler.
After all you've come to learn as a witness, do you believe Purdue's conduct in marketing and promoting OxyContin in Kentucky caused any of the prescription drug addiction problems now plaguing the Commonwealth?
I don't believe so.
Sitting here today, after all you've come to learn as witness, do you believe that Purdue's conduct in Kentucky has led to an excessive or unnecessary amount of opioids being located throughout the Commonwealth of Kentucky?
I don't believe so.
Do you believe that any of Purdue's conduct has led to an increase in people being addicted in the Commonwealth of Kentucky?
No.
No, we've had concerns over groundwater contamination that have been raised, even documented by EPA in places like Pavilion, Wyoming.
One of the real issues when we sat down with the executives from Halliburton, they have a frac fluid that is made out of food additives. You can drink it. We did drink it around the table, almost ritual-like in a funny way.
Well, tear some goodies down there. I've got to share with this class. So you told me this morning when I was in here talking to you that you would drink this water, right? So, would you drink it? Yes or no?
Sir, we can either comment or...
Oh, you can't answer any questions?
No, sir.
So, my answer would be no. I would not drink it. So, I don't want this in the water that will travel entirely across this state in 3 days. If we happen to spill something on top of the ground here or anywhere else, and there is no doubt that there will be contamination, there will be spill, there will be, but the problem is, if you don't know what's in this, and I say this is a trade secret because I mixed this morning and it has my trade secret chemicals in it, you would want to know what you were drinking before you drank it, I'm sure. Once this happens, it's not going to get cleaned up unless you have the formula, and the only ones that would have the formula would be the ones that actually contaminated it. So, that's my 3 minutes, you guys. Thank you. The power of one. Remember, everybody makes a difference.
The medical officer explains that buildings treated with DDT remain effective against mosquitoes for about 3 months. The Africans at first are not very impressed. Some are afraid that the DDT will poison them, while others suspect some sort of witchcraft. The entomologist calls for a bowl of porridge. This is sprayed with the solution in full view of the audience. He now eats several spoonfuls of the mixture to show that the contaminated food is harmless. Even this fails to convince the audience.
Do not believe that glyphosate in Argentina is causing increases in cancer. You can drink a whole quart of it and it won't hurt you.
You want to drink some? We have some here.
I'd be happy to, actually, but not really. But
not really.
I know it wouldn't hurt me.
If you say so, I have some glyphosate.
No, I'm not stupid.
Okay, so you.
No, but I know
so it's dangerous, right?
No, people try to commit suicide with it and fail fairly regularly.
Tell the truth.
It's not dangerous to humans. No, it's not.
So you're ready to drink one glass of glyphosate?
No, I'm not an idiot. Interview me about golden rice. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, then it's finished. Then the interview is finished.
That's a good way to solve things.
Yeah. You're a complete jerk.
A California jury awarded nearly $300 million to a former school groundskeeper who sued Monsanto, claiming its weed killers, including Roundup, gave him non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
For y'all that don't know, I am an integrated pest manager / groundsman. I get dirty every day. Some day I have clean days, sometimes I have dirty days. Today is one of those wet, dirty days, right?
These photos show the painful lesions which started breaking out all over his body. His doctors diagnosed it as a rare form of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
I feel sorry for Mr. Johnson. I have tremendous sympathy for what he and his family are going through. When I look at the jury verdict, the decision, it's wrong. And it doesn't change the science. It doesn't change the 40 years of safe use, the 800 tests, the agricultural health study. It doesn't change the science. Obviously, the science didn't resonate with that jury. We want to understand why. Because we need to do a better job explaining the science so people understand that glyphosate-based products are safe.
Did we aggressively fight against some of the science? Yes. Did we join some of these shadow groups to work against some of the early efforts? Yes, that's true. But there's nothing illegal about that. We were looking out for our investments. We were looking out for our shareholders. Nobody is going to propose a tax on all Americans. And the cynical side of me says, yeah, we kind of know that. But it gives us a talking point that we can say, well, what is ExxonMobil for? Well, we're for a carbon tax.
And why? Because they're confident it'll never happen in America.
No, it's not going to. A carbon tax isn't going to happen. And the bottom line is it's going to take political courage, political will, in order to get something done. And that doesn't exist in politics. It just doesn't.
The reason we had so many overreaching regulations in our nation is because the church complied. The church is supposed to direct the government. The government is not supposed to direct the church.
You said that you won't fly commercial. You said that it's like getting into a tube with a bunch of demons. Why do you think that?
No, listen to me just a second.
Of course.
Not the people.
Do you really believe that human beings are demons?
No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did. We wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities and powers. And Abraham was a very, very wealthy man. But when you go back to the Bible, it's full of wealth. And it's full of miracles and signs and wonders. And it's full of goodness. And it's full of meanness. It's just full of hell on earth. Those are the demons, not the people. I love the people. No, I do not. And don't you ever say I did.
Wow. You don't care what the kids eat, huh? Excuse me? That has high fructose corn syrup in it. And? You know what they say about it? Like what? I mean, it's that it's made from corn, it's natural, and like sugar, it's fine in moderation.
Love that top.
Oh, well, thank you.
Get the facts. You're in for a sweet surprise.
The dietary guidelines suggest a target intake of added sugars of up to 10% of total calories. MyPlate.gov offers guidance on balanced meals such as these. Learn more at sugar.org.
You like sugar, huh?
Is there sugar in syrup?
Yes.
Then yes. We elves try to stick to the four main food groups: candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
And these are kids who are living without their parents, or between 12 and 16 years old. They get brought in and they work all the time. They don't have their parents with them. They're living in huts in the woods. We saw the water that they drank. It was just like this cloudy stuff that they pulled out of the swamp. It's pretty dismal conditions for those kids.
It's really heartbreaking to see those accounts. You mentioned in your reporting that for nearly 20 years, some of the world's largest chocolate companies were aware of how the cocoa industry relied on child labor. They have taken steps to end child labor, but their efforts weren't successful. Why has the industry struggled to eradicate this practice?
Well, they tell you that they struggled because it's a very difficult problem, and in many ways it is a difficult problem. On the other hand, there's people who say, look, companies have had 20 years, these are multi-billion-dollar companies. The first thing that they could do is alleviate poverty in West Africa by paying a decent price for cocoa, and that's what the problem.
Well, you reported in June that the chocolate industry collects an estimated $103 billion annually and has spent more than $150 million over the last 18 years to address the issue of child labor. Have they done enough?
Obviously not.
Water has become a very emotional subject, okay? And this is the reason why it is not being treated as it should, frankly speaking. What people don't understand is that water is a human right. The 5 liters of water that you need for hydration every single day and the 20-25 liters which you need for a minimum of sanitation. This is a human right. What I'm saying is that the 98.5% of the water that we are using, mostly in a very irresponsible manner, is not a human right.
Good question. Critics say that Tesla is stealing water from the region.
This region has so much water. Look around you.
But the local water supply says there's no more water for the development stage.
No, this is completely wrong. It's like water everywhere here. Does this seem like a desert to you?
Okay, danke schön.
That's ridiculous.